Hello my friends, happy Christmas to you all. Today is a Boxing Day. You're probably all getting a little bit bored by now. Probably feeling a bit stuffed, looking at your guitar in the corner and thinking, I really need to pick that up. So today we're going to look at finger picking in a bit of detail. Now, finger picking is something that a lot of people who are either beginning or they've been playing for a while, a lot of electric guitarists, they tend to shy away from it, you know. I don't know why, they must think it's hard. Some of the great players shy away from it as well, but it's something that you need to know. And the great thing about finger picking is, even if you don't know many songs, just by picking something on a chord, it actually sounds like you're playing something, you know. Melodies poking in and out. Some of you'll know what that last one was, but I'm going to show you a few little tricks and how to make just the simplest chords sound like something, even if you don't know any songs yet. Okay, so let's begin with a little overview of what's going to happen with these three fingers. All right, so group them together. Finger 1 on the 3rd string, finger 2 on the 2nd string, and finger 3 on the 1st string. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and they're going to live there. That's where they live. Okay, so we don't want them jumping into anybody else's terrain. They live there. Little finger, he just watches. He's got nothing to do. An outcast, if you like. And your thumb is going to play your 4, your 5, and your 6. All right. Now to start with, we're going to play a nice easy chord. Let's use A major, or A, as it is commonly known. I use these 3 fingers as opposed to these 3 because my fingers are getting quite fat as I'm getting older, along with the size of my head. But there we are, there's our A. Apart from that, I do it this way seriously because I do a lot of classical stuff and it's easier just to move them down the neck. Alright, so what are we going to do? We're going to play, it's like a sort of country rhythm, a Johnny Cash, like this. You all have heard that, alright? Now he plays it with a pleck, doing this, which is really tricky to do unless you've been playing for a while. But we can do it with our fingers in no time, all right? So let's have a look at this. Thumb on the 5th string. Why the 5th string? Well, we're playing the chord A. And the root note for the chord A is the A note, which you'll find on the 5th string. Now, we're going to count it like this. 1, and on the and, we're going to pluck these 3 strings together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, all right? But as you can hear, it sounds a little bit boring. It sounds okay, but what we want to do is we want to turn this thumb into a bass guitar. All right, so instead of playing the 5th string twice, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just staying on there, we want to do this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we're alternating it, okay? What's that? Zorba the whatever. You can hear lots of songs popping up when you start playing these rhythms. And what are these 3 fingers doing? Well, they're just sitting inside the strings like this. Get them right in, right in. Not like this. Group them together. Get your fingers in there and plug them like that. All right, this chord's just staying here. 5, 3, 2, and 1 together. 6, 3, 2, and 1 together. And once you've got that pattern, just count it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The numbers are on with your thumb and the ands are with your 3 fingers. And if you think about it, your thumb is like a downstroke of the pleck and your fingers are like an upstroke of the pleck. But let's go to another chord. Let's try the chord D. So there's our D, D major, D as it's commonly known. All right, there's our D. What happens now? Well, these 3 fingers are going to do exactly the same thing. They're not going anywhere. Your thumb, however, is going to come down to the 4th string now to begin the pattern. Why the 4th string? Well, we're playing the chord D, and this 4th string open is a D note. So we're going to play 4, and then we're going to bounce to the one above it, and then back to the 4. Exactly the same thing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we'll go back to the A. Sounds like Johnny Cash, doesn't it? Well, I was looking on the or Cliff Richard. Congratulations. Anyway, forget about that one. There's our D. What else can we play? What's the 3rd chord in the sequence if we're playing in the key of A? Well, E is the obvious one, all right? So we're on D. Let's assume we're on D and we want to go to E. The easiest way to get to an E from a D is this finger here. Don't take it off. Don't take it off. Just go E, move it 1 fret to the left. So it's now living in the 1st fret. And put these 2 where they live in fret 2 on the 5th string and the 4th string. Now your thumb now will come up to the bass note. Why the bass note? Why the 6th string? Well, we're playing the chord E, and this is the root note for the chord E. Do we have a string above it? Oh no, we don't. Horror of horrors, what can we do? Well, it doesn't matter, we'll just bounce to the one below it. Fingers do exactly the same as they've done on all the other chords. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, etc. All right? Just build a little pattern up. Say 2 bars. No, do 1 bar on each one. So A. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and to D. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and to E. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and back to A. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then start again. Now when you start again, you finish on an A, but you're going to begin on an A, so in effect you've got 2 A's together. So if I play that with a bit of pace. Again. Let's try it with minor chord, shall we? Let's start with an A minor. And then do a D minor. Let's play an E7th. What's that? It's an E with this finger off. Do the same sort of pattern. In fact, we'll just keep to a normal E because the 7th doesn't match with this case because we're not hitting that string, not hitting the 4th string. So let's do it again. A minor, D minor, E, A minor, and again A minor, E, A minor, back to the major chord, D, E, A, to the minor, D minor, E. What it sounds like with E minor. You can either choose between an E major or an E minor, it doesn't really matter. You can make your own stuff up, just have a little fiddle around with it. Now similarly, if you're playing the chord C, what would you do? Well, because we're going to be bouncing bass notes around, we don't want to play a C like this, we want to play a C, full C. Why is that? Because our C root note is here, and if we want to bounce to the string above it, as we've done with the A and the A minor, we need to make sure that we have a finger covering the correct note. In this case is a G, so we'll play our full C like that. A minor, D minor. Feels natural to go to a G or a G7, so we'll bring these 2 fingers up, start here on the G, because that's the G note, and we'll bounce to the one below it. Okay, so that's a nice simple pattern. It's nice and easy to play because you're bouncing from your thumb to plucking these 3 strings together. And just practice it like that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that's one. Start with that one if you've not picked before. Let's look at a slightly different one where we're going to play. This is the pattern we're going to play. Let's stick with A major. Now you can see there's a little bit more movement going on with these fingers now. Let's just stay with the. I'm playing an A major, so the thumb will just stick on the 5th string for a minute. Let's look at what's happening down here. I'm going to count it like this: 1 and 2 and. What am I doing? 5, 3, and now 2 and 1 together, and then back to the 3. 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now what gives it its movement? It's just your thumb alternating from the 5 to 6 again. These fingers are always going to do the same thing. Watch. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. If we go to D, what are we going to play? Thumb pattern exactly as it did before, but do the same picking pattern as we've just played then. To E, we'll use the same sequence of chords. Move this to your left, there's your E. Chords, D minor. Okay, so let's just recap on this pick for this one we've just done. 5, 3, 2 and 1 together, back to the 3. Hear that percussive sound? And when you've got the hang of it, practice bouncing your bass notes around. 5 da da da, 6 da da da, 5 da da da, 6 da da. If you're on a D chord, start here. So, C, E minor, A minor, D minor, E major, and so on. It's pretty straightforward. Just, once you've got the pattern, it's the same all the way through, and you just change your thumb to John Lennon didn't even bother changing his thumb. He'd stay on the 5th string all the time. He didn't care what chord he was playing. If you listen to Julia or Dear Prudence, he just learnt the pick. It didn't bother him that he wasn't in the correct root note. It sounded great anyway, and the same goes for you. If you want to just stay on the same string, as long as you're covered on the chord correctly, you'll be fine. Let's look at another pick. This is a good one just to get individual fingers moving. Again, we'll stay on the chord of A. Okay, and we're going to just do this. 5, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's all we're going to do. You'll all have heard of that. Let's go to a D. Sounds like REM, doesn't it? That's exactly what it is. The most famous songs ever have been written around the simplest patterns ever, honestly. Let's go back to our A. 5, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's try the alternating bass note where we go from the 5, in this case on the A, to the 6, to D, to E, back to A. Now say for example in the song a B minor popped up. You think, oh no, well don't panic. There's your B minor there. Now put your bar all the way across. Where's the B note? It's here. How do we know that? Well, this B minor is based, what do these three fingers look like? Like an A minor, don't they? So that's the root note for A minor. So it's going to continue to be the root note for a B minor, because all the bar chord is a simple shape that you'll all know already. Moved up the neck, and this is like a capo. So if I'm playing a B minor, I would start here, and I'd bounce to the 6th string. I mean, the simplest rhythms that are fantastic. Now, once you've got the hang of doing that, and you've got your fingers moving around, you can then start to add melodies, you know, within some of those patterns. Now I had a bit of a debate going on recently. Travis picking, you've heard me say this before, so forgive me if I'm repeating myself, but it's worthy of repetition. Travis picking, Merle Travis, the guy that developed that style, he used one finger. That's all he did, you know. It was sort of like, well, that's, you know, that sort of stuff. I've never really followed his things. Chet Atkins is more my thing. I like Chet Atkins better as a guitar player because he used all his fingers. And if you learn to use all your fingers, you can then easily slip into classical playing where you can play some really good stuff, you know. But if you wanted to learn stuff with Merle Travis using one finger to great effect, I might add, you know, you could do things like this. He's just using the chord E and the chord A and B7th, right? Now I've done a tutorial on that which I'm happy to show you. I think I've already done it, so have a look back at it, but I'll do it again, I think, because a lot of people are new to this channel and they've missed all my early stuff. But people like Mark Bolan, he took that style and the same three chords, the A and B7th, and did things like this. Riding on out like a bird in the sky, we riding on out. You know, what was it? Ride a White Swan. Look at simple chords. Easy stuff. Then you get into the more complex stuff, the more ragtime stuff that Chet Atkins and people like him play. But you know, if you just work on it incrementally, you know, little bits at a time, and I'm going to help you with that, starting with those patterns that we've just done. If you do that, get your fingers to know which string is which, you know, you know, and then we can go on to nice classical pieces, you know, kind of like Lagrima, some beautiful, you know, grade 5, 6 classical pieces that you'll be able to play relatively simply if you learn how to finger pick. And always remember, if you're not into singing or you don't think you can sing very well, and you know, because I was at a party last night. I went for dinner yesterday, and you know, inevitably, you know, your guests, if they know you're a guitarist, they'll say, "Oh, get the guitar, and play something." So, you know, if you can't sing, or you don't want to sing, and you don't want to let anyone down, it's always good to know a couple of little party pieces that, you know, don't require any singing, you know. It doesn't matter what it is. You just do stuff like that and that'll keep them all entertained, you know, and you'll be the star of the show, the star of the evening. All right, look, so that was a little Boxing Day bash, just to get you into the swing of things. For those people who are really new to the channel, do look back at some of the earlier videos, you know, particularly the ones that cover those finger picking things if you're into that. For those that aren't into finger picking or acoustic, I've got tons of stuff on there, whether it's Led Zeppelin, you know, Dire Straits, it's all there. Go and have a little look back over Crimbo. Tomorrow I'm going to get back with, what should we do? I'm going to do Feeling Groovy. Remember that one by Simon and Garfunkel? Why am I going to do it with you? Because it's so simple to do. Watch. I'm going to put a cap on at the 4th fret. Why? Because they did. If you sing it lower, just move the capo to your left. Watch this. 4 shapes. Can you imagine the amount of money this song made? Could have bought your whole street. Really could. Watch. I'm going to use 4 little shapes. Here's our C. Done. 2nd shape. That one. third shape, done, fourth shape. That's the whole song. Put it all together. Now, if all your guests were standing in the corner giving it this, gabbing, and you started to play this, they'd all shut up immediately and you'd have their attention. They just would. I know these things. I know these things. Tricks of the trade, my friend. And I've been round the block more times than I care to remember, so I know how to get them to listen. All right, so we'll maybe have a look at that tomorrow. I will maybe look at some Donovan picking. But of course, I'm open to any suggestions that you might have. All right, I'm here to help you. Anything you've got in mind, anything you're stuck with, you know, you can always message me, and we can sort that. And also, just so you know, I'm putting my diary together for January for all my friends online who want lessons online. So for those people who've contacted me, I will be back with you to confirm those dates that you want to start. And for those who haven't yet contacted me that may be interested in some online lessons, it would just be like this as I'm talking to you now, only instead of talking to thousands of people, I'd just be talking to you personally. All right, so if you're interested, message me and we can, so it doesn't matter what part of the world you're from either. I do lessons late, so if you're from the States or wherever, Australia even, just give us a shout, we can sort something out. Right, until then, enjoy your Boxing Day, and I shall catch up with you, who knows, maybe tomorrow. See how bored we all are, shall we? Right, till then, take care, bye bye.